Good afternoon, sir. The topic that me and my group mates will report today is the MARPOL 73 to 78, Annex 5, including amendments. Regulation for the prevention of pollution by garbage from the ships. Introduction. A plastic bottle dumped into the ocean takes 450 years to degrade. And an aluminum can take 200 to 500 years, and tin can 100 years also. According to numbers cited by the International Maritime Organization or IMO, a UN agency that regulates the shipping industry. And nakalagay dito, sir, sa table yung kung gaano katagal masira yung or matunaw yung mga nakalagay dito. At dito nakalagay sa table, sir, yung time taken for an object to dissolve or para matunaw. Mga bagay-bagay. Unang-una dyan ay yung paper bus ticket. Ito ay tumatagal ng 2 to 4 weeks bago matunaw kapag itinapon ito sa dagat. Susunod naman ay ang cotton cloth. Ang cotton cloth naman ay 1 month to 5 months bago matunaw sa dagat. Susunod, rope na tumatagal ng 3 to 4 months bago matunaw. At susunod naman ay ang wooden cloth. Yan, 1 year siya bago matunaw, guys. Ay, sir. At susunod naman ay ang painted wood. Yung, katulad ng may mga pinturang o kaya mga barnes, yan. Tinatagal siya ng 13 years. Ang tin can, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, tumatagal siya ng 100 taon. Susunod naman ng aluminum, 200 to 500 years kasi alam naman natin na ang aluminum ay sobrang tibay na talagang hindi siya masisira sa ilang taon lamang. Kaya ito ay tinatagal ng 200 to 500 years. Susunod naman ay ang plastic bottle. Plastic bottle ay matagal din, sobrang tagal din kasi ito ay nagtataglay ng mga chemical na nakakasama syempre sa ating paligid or sa dagat. Yun. Susunod naman ang sir, ang regulation 1 sa definitions for the purpose of this annex. Garbage means all kinds of victual, domestic and operational waste, excluding fresh fish and part thereof generated during the normal operation of the ship and liable to be disposed of continuously or periodically, except those substances which are defined or listed in other annexes to the present convention. Sinasabi dito, sir, na itong basura daw ay lahat ng basura, uri ng basura, pagkain, domestic at operational na hindi kasama ang mga sariwang isda at bahagi nito na nabuo sa panahon ng normal na operasyon, mga nabubuo sa dagat na maaari nilang itapon ng tuloy-tuloy o kaya panahon na tinatapon. Maliban sa mga ito, tinutukoy din na nakalista sa ibang annex hanggang sa kasalukuyang convention. Sunod naman ay ang food wastes are any spoiled or unspoiled victual substances such as fruits, vegetables, dairy products, poultry, meat product, food scraps, food particles, and all other materials contaminated by such waste generated on board ship, principally in the gallery and dining areas. Sabi dito na ang food waste daw ay pagkain or anumang mga nasisira or hindi nasisira na pagkain tulad ng mga prutas, gulay, mga produkto ng paggawaan ng gatas, manok, Yun, mga produktibong karne, mga scrap ng pagkain, mga particles ng pagkain yun, na nasa barko, at lahat ng mga ibang pang material na kontaminado ng mga naturang mga basura na nabo sa barko. Ito ay pangunahin sa gallery at kainan ng mga lugar. Next naman ay Regulation 1 pa rin at definitions. Nearest land. The term from the nearest land means from the baseline from which the territorial sea of the territory in question is established in accordance with international law. Dito nakikita natin sa mapa, guys. Sir, nakikita natin sa mapa. Yan. Special area means a sea where for recognized technical reasons in relation to its oceanographic and ecological condition and to the particular character of its traffic. The adoption of these special mandatory methods for prevention of sea pollution by garbage is required, especially around areas shall include those listed in Regulation 5 of this annex. Nakalagay siya sa Regulation 5. Sabi dito na special na mandatoryong pamamaraan sa pag-iwas sa polusyon sa dagat sa pamamagitan ng basura ay kinakailangan. Ang mga special na lugar ay dapat isama ang mga nakalista sa Regulation 5 na annex nito. Regulation 2 application. The provision of this annex shall apply to all these ships. Sinasabi dito na dito daw i-apply yung annex, yung provision ng annex na ito dito sa mga barkong ito. Tulad ng ayan sir, bam. Meron ditong cruise ship. May cruise ship, sir. May container ship. Ayan, tulad na yung mga yan. Ayan. At dito na matatapos ang report ko, sir.
The pollution of our oceans has become a significant global problem, with the garbage from various sources threatening marine life, ecosystems, and even human health. Ships, as one of the largest sources of ocean transport, contribute to this problem by generating waste, especially during long journeys at sea. MARPOL Annex 5, or an international agreement aimed at preventing pollution from ships, specifically addresses to this issue. Regulation 3 to 5 in MARPOL Annex 5 outline rules to manage the limit garbage discharge from ships, providing crucial guidelines to prevent ocean pollution while balancing operational needs. Let's take a closer look at each of these regulations and how they work together to protect our marine environments. Regulation 3 of MARPOL Annex 5 is all about reducing the amount of garbage dumped into the ocean by ships. MARPOL, which stands for Marine Pollution, is an international agreement that sets rules to prevent pollution from ships. Annex 5 of MARPOL focuses specifically on garbage, including everything from food waste to plastic and even fishing nets. Regulation 3 is the backbone of Annex 5 because it lays out the basic rule. Ships are generally not allowed to throw garbage into the sea. General prohibition on garbage disposal. The main idea of Regulation 3 is simple. No garbage should be discharged into the ocean unless it meets specific conditions. This regulation is important because garbage, specifically plastic, and severely harm marine life. For instance, sea animals like turtles and fish may mistake plastic bags or small plastic pieces for food, which can lead to serious health issues or even death. Plastics are a huge concern because they don't break down easily. Even if they're left in the ocean for hundreds of years, they still be there, causing harm. To Regulation 3 strictly bans plastic disposal overboard. Rules for food waste. Regulation 3 makes a specific exception for food waste. It, as its biodegradable meaning, it can break down naturally in the ocean. But even food waste has rules. If a ship is 3 nautical miles or more from land, it can discharge ground food waste as long as the food has been broken down to particles smaller than 25 millimeter. This grinding helps the waste decompose more quickly. Why Regulation 3 matters? By setting clear rules for what can and can't be discharged into the ocean. Regulation 3 helps to reduce pollution and protect marine life, aims to keep harmful materials like plastics out of the oceans while allowing controlled disposal of food waste, which is much less harmful. This regulation also encourages ships to manage waste responsibility, holding on to their garbage until they can dispose of it safely at port. Many ships are equipped with garbage compactors or incinerators to store or process waste on board, so they don't need to discharge it at sea. In summary, Regulation 3 is a crucial part of MARVOL 5, Annex 5. It sets a strict standard against the ocean pollution, particularly targeting plastics and garbage from ships. By following and guidelines, the shipping industry help protect our oceans, ensuring that they remain healthy for future generations.
Regulation 4. Exemption for safety, accidental loss, and damage. While Regulation 3 sets strict guidelines for managing garbage on ship, Regulation 4 recognizes that certain exemptions are necessary. This regulation provides leeway for situations where strict garbage management could put the safety of the crew of the ship itself at risk. For example, if a ship encounters severe weather, the, the crew may need to dispose of garbage. If encounters severe weather, the, the crew may need to dispose of garbage to stabilize the ship and protect the people on board. This allowance ensures that human safety is prioritized over waste management in emergency situations. Regulation 4.
In ground up, the ship must be at least 12 nautical miles from the nearest land to discharge it. This distance ensures the waste of the time to break down in open water before drifting close to the shore. Defines special areas, which are regions that need extra protection from pollution because they have vulnerable ecosystems or are more likely to suffer from pollution. Examples, including the Mediterranean Sea, Baltic Sea, and Antarctic. In these areas, there are stricter rules. Food waste can only be discharged if it has been ground up, and even then, it has to be discharged from far to the coast. Plastics and other harmful materials are strictly prohibited in the special areas, just as they are in other parts of the ocean.
The special areas. Regulation 5 provides detailed guidelines for garbage disposal when ships are sailing outside designated special areas. These areas are not as sensitive as special areas, so some types of garbage may be discharged under the controlled conditions provided that ships are a safe distance from land. This regulation helps ships manage waste from practically during the longer voyage. For example, food waste that hasn't been ground can be disposed of as long as the ship is the least 12 nautical miles away from the nearest land. This requirement is crucial because disposing of food waste close to shorelines could disrupt coastal ecosystem. If the food waste has been processed into smaller pieces, ground to particular smaller than 25 mm, it may be discharged when the ship is the least 3 nautical miles away from land. This allowance is based on the understanding that smaller food particles decompose faster in open water and therefore have a lesser impact of the marine environment. Additionally, cargo reduces materials left after unloading bulk cargo like grain or coal can be discharged under specific conditions. This ano yun? Reduces are only allowed from discharge if they do not contain hazardous materials. And if they ship follow strict MARPOL procedures, hazardous reduces such as chemical or toxic substances are prohibited because they pose a high risk to the marine environment. Finally, the regulation make it very clear that plastic and similar materials are always prohibited from discharge regardless of the location or distance from land. This rule is in place because plastic are some of the most damaging materials in the ocean, posing risk to marine life through entanglement and ingestion. In addition, abandoned fishing nets, often called ghost net, can trap and injure marine animals. By banning plastic and other synthetic materials, Regulation 5 aims to prevent such harmful waste from polluting the open seas.
Regulation 6, Exceptions. Regulation 3, 4, and 5 of this annex shall not apply to. So, yung Regulation 3 is disposal of garbage outside special areas. Yung 4 is special requirements for disposal of garbage. And yung 5 is yung disposal of garbage within special areas. So, sabi dito is yung Part A, the disposal of garbage from a ship necessary for the purpose of securing the safety of a ship and those on board or saving life at sea, or ibig sabihin nun is yung disposal for safety or life saving at sea. So, nire-repair nito yung situation kung saan yung garbage disposal is necessary para ma-ensure yung safety ng ship or ng mga crew. If yung ship daw is in distress or kung may immediate threat to life at sea, then it may be permissible to dispose of waste to maintain your safety on board. And then, the Part B, or Section B, is the escape of garbage resulting from damage to a ship or its equipment, provided all reasonable precautions have been taken before and after the occurrence of the damage for the purpose of preventing or minimizing the escape or... So, yung ibig sabihin daw nito is yung escape of garbage due to damage. Yung kino-cover nito is yung cases kung saan yung garbage is accidentally or hindi sinasadya na naka-escape, or yung meaning na escape dito is kumalat from ship kasi baka na-damage or nagkaroon ng equipment failure. So, yung key condition dito is dapat yung mga crew is gawin nila lahat ng precautions para ma-prevent and ma-minimize yung escape or yung pagkawala nga ng basura. And, syempre, prevention is better than cure, diba? So, dapat gawin nila yon before and after the incident. And then, Part C or yung Section C is the accidental loss of synthetic fishing nets, provided that all reasonable precautions have been taken to prevent such loss. And, yung ibig sabihin nito is accidental loss of fishing nets. Ayan, hindi sinasadya na nawala yung synthetic fishing nets. Like, napigtas or naputol, kaya nawala yung synthetic nets sa sea, di ba? While namimingwit tayo or nagpipishing. So, similar dun sa previous na nabanggit, it is only permissible lang kapag yung crew is nagtook or lahat ng reasonable precaution is nagawa para ma-prevent yung nets sa pagkawala niya nung simula pa lang na nawala yung nets. Regulation 7, Reception Facilities. So, ano nga ba yung muna yung reception facilities? Yung reception facility, nire-refer nito is yung designated location sa port or terminal kung saan yung ships is pwede siyang safely and makapag-dispose ng various type of waste, kasama na dun yung garbage, oily waste, sewage, and other pollutants generated during kapag may operation. So, move na tayo sa part 1 or section 1 ng Regulation 7. The government of each party to the convention undertakes to ensure the provision of facilities at ports and terminal for the reception of garbage without causing undue delay to ships and according to the needs of the ships using them. So, yung ibig sabihin nito is yung provisions of facilities at ports and terminals. So, nire-require nito na each government sa party nung convention is dapat ma-ensure na yung ports and terminals dapat may adequate facilities para ma-receive yung garbage na galing dun sa ships. Yung goal nito is makapag-provide ng services without causing delays dun sa ships and ma-ensure na yung waste disposal is efficient and nami-meet yung kailangan ng ship na makapag-dock doon. Example, para malinaw. Imagine nyo yung cargo ship is dumating dun sa busy port. Tapos, galing yan sa long journey. And then, according dito sa regulation, di ba? The port must have garbage reception facilities na dapat mabilis nilang ma-handle yung waste ng ship na kailangan i-dispose. Gagaya ng food waste, packaging materials, saka yung other refuse. So, kung yung facilities na yun is efficient, then yung ship na yun, pwede siyang makapag-unload ng garbage and makabalik doon sa schedule without delays. Part 2 or Section 2. The government of each party shall notify the organization for transmission to the parties concerned of all cases where the facilities provided under these regulations are alleged to be inadequate. Kapag yung any party sa government is nakita na yung garbage reception facility is inadequate, meaning hindi nila ma-handle ng maayos yung waste sa ships, then yung government, dapat nilang inform yung appropriate organization like regional or international maritime authority para ma-ensure na yung concerns is ma-communicated and ma-address. Kunyari, example, yung shipping company is regularly nagdadock siya dun sa port and na-find out niya na yung garbage disposal facilities is malfunctioning or puno na. Then, nag-cause yun ng delay sa waste disposal. So, yung shipping company na yun, pwede niyang i-report yung issue na yun sa government. And then, yung government na yun, pwede niyang ino-notify niya yung relevant organization about dun sa inadequacy. Prompting siya or pwede siyang mag-request for review or improvement dun sa facility na yun para ma-meet yung pangangailangan ng ships. Regulation 8, Port State Control on Operational Requirements. Section 1 or Part 1. A ship when in a port of another party is subject to inspection by officers duly authorized by such party concerning operational requirements under this annex, where there are clear grounds for believing that the master or crew are not familiar with essential shipboard procedures relating to the prevention of pollution by garbage. Sa madaling salita, inspection of ships sa port. And yung provision na to, ina-allow niya yung authorized officer from a country, like party, to inspect niya yung foreign ship kapag nasa port nila. Yung inspection na yun is warranted kapag may clear indication or malinaw naman na yung ship captain, yung master, or yung crew is hindi masyadong familiar with dun sa crucial procedures na dapat ginagawa para ma-prevent yung pollution sa garbage. Example nun, kapag yung port authority napansin niya yung ship crew is hindi naman sumusunod dun sa proper protocols for disposal ng garbage. Like, for example, nakita niya yung crew na malinaw na hindi siya gumagamit or hindi niya sinusunod yung designated bins. Tapos, hindi pa siya sure kung paano i-handle yung waste, diba? So, yung port officers, pwede niyang inspect yung ship para ma-assess yung compliance sa environmental regulation. Next is part 2 or section 2. In the circumstances given in paragraph 1 of this regulation, the party shall take such steps as will ensure that the ship shall not sail until the situation has been brought to order in accordance with the requirements of this annex. Yung 2 is yung actions to ensure compliance. Kung yung inspection is na-reveal nga yung ship's pollution prevention measure is inadequate, then yung port authority dapat mag-take siya ng step para ma-ensure na yung barko or yung ship is hindi makapag-depart until ma-resolve yung issue. Ibig sabihin nun, yung ship dapat i-demonstrate ngayong compliance dun sa regulation regarding dun sa garbage disposal. Example, kapag yung ship during inspection is nakitaan na kulang ng proper waste disposal management, then yung port authority pwede niyang i-prevent yung ship from leaving. Part 3 or section 3. Procedures relating to the port state control prescribed in Article 5 of the present convention shall apply to this regulation. Ibig sabihin, yung application of port state control, yung procedures. Yung regulation na to, ini-indicate niya daw na yung existing procedures sa port state control or yung authority na may country na merong pouring ships sa port is apply nila dito sa context na to. In-ensure nito na yung inspection and yung enforcement is consistent. Consistent. Sana all. Dapat daw is may broader conventions and syempre yung practices para ma-establish yung international maritime law. Next is yung last sa Regulation 8, which is yung Part 4 or Section 4. Nothing in this regulation shall be construed to delimit the rights and obligations of a party carrying out control over operational requirements specifically provided for in the present convention. Ibig sabihin nito, dito po pasok yung rights and obligation of parties. Yung statement na yun, nililinaw niya na yung regulation, hindi siya nakalimit dun sa rights or obligation ng country na nagko-conduct ng inspection. So, yung country, yung mga bansa, pwede siyang mag-enforce ng laws, regulation na related dun sa operational requirements kung specifically mentioned ba siya dun sa regulation. Example, yung bansa, may specific additional regulation sila with concerning waste disposal, tapos nag-exceed siya dun sa mga convention. Mare-retain ng authority yung ma-enforce yung mga regulation na yun during inspection para ma-ensure na may compliance pa rin sa sarili nilang batas or yung laws.
Regulation 9. Place cards, garbage management plan, and garbage record keeping. Chapter 1. Section A. Ships 12 meters or long indicates that must display significant informing the crew passenger about how to properly dispose of garbage following Regulation 3 and Annex 5. It also states here within Section B, the signs must be in the language of the ship, crew understanding the ship for traveling to other countries and must also be in English and French or Spanish. Section 2, Garbage Management Plan. It states here that ships 400 gross tonnage or larger or carrying than 15 or more passengers must have a written plan for collecting, storing, processing, or disposing of garbage. Plan requirements should be outlined procedures for using the ship garbage equipment, designated a person in charge implementing a plan. It should be followed with guideline, provide the Internal Maritime Organization or IMO, and be written in the cruise language. Section 3. Garbage, garbage record keeping. It states here that every ship of 400 gross tonnage and above, every ship and carrying 15 or more passengers, and every offshore platform engaged in exploration, exploitation, and seabed must maintain a garbage record book. This book must document each discharge and incineration of garbage, including date of time of operation, position of the ship at the time of operation, description of the type of garbage discharged and incinerated, estimated amount of garbage disposal. I, each completed page of the garbage record keeping book must be signed by the ship's master. Entry must be made in English, French, or Spanish. If the entry are also made in official language of the ship's flag state, those entries will take precedence in case of the dispute. Section 3, Chapter B, Record Keeping for Incineration Discharge. What to record? Every time a ship burns trash, incinerates, or dumps waste on board, a ship's crew must read all down the following information: date and time, ship's location, type of waste, and amount of waste. Section 3, Chapter C, Keeping the Garbage Record Book. On board shores states that ship must keep this special book, so-called the garbage record book. This book should easily be accessible in inspection and record retention. It states that in here in chapter C, the ship must keep this book for at least 2 years after last entry is made. Section 3, chapter D, documenting spills. If garbage is accidentally spilled or lost on board, as allowed by certain regulation, the ship crew must write down all the happened and why the garbage will happened. Section 4, exemptions. We have Chapter A, short voyages. It states that on voyages less than an hour carrying 15 or more passengers may exempt. Section B, Chapter B, offshore platform, certain offshore platform may be exempt. Section 5, inspection of garbage record books. The complementary authority of the country is the party of the Marpol Convention may inspect the garbage record book from any ship subject may this regulation while the ship its port offshore terminal authority may copy their entry from the book require the ship master to certify the acquiry of the certified copy of the entries and the garbage record books are admissible as evidence in the legal proceeding. Inspection of copying the entries must conduct a quick possible to minimize delay of the ship. Chapter 6, Effect of the. This indicates here the older ships for ship built before July 1, 1997. This regulation only applied to from July 1, 1998. It states within the form the name of the ship, distinctive number of letters, IMO number, period, number, and from to. Introduction to Garbage Record Book. The Garbage Record Book usually complied with the Regulation 9 and MARPOL of Annex 5. It's record all discharge and incineration operation, including those sea in ports or to the other ship. Note, this simplifies the explanation for detailed information and requirements referred to MARPOL Annex 5. That's all.
Impact of garbage on the marine environment. The greatest danger comes from plastic, which can float for years. Fish and marine mammals can in some cases mistake plastics for food, and they can also become trapped in plastic ropes, nets, bags, and other items. Even such innocuous items as the plastic rings used to hold cans of beer and drinks together. It is clear that a good deal of the garbage washed up on beaches comes from people on shore, holiday makers who leave their rubbish on the beach, fishermen who simply throw unwanted refuse over the side, or from towns and cities that dump rubbish into rivers or the sea. But in some areas, most of the rubbish found comes from passing ships which find it convenient to throw rubbish overboard rather than dispose of it in ports. For a long while, many people believed that the oceans could absorb anything that was thrown into them. But this attitude has changed. Along with greater awareness of the environment, many items can be degraded by the seas, but this process can take months or years. Persuading people not to use the oceans as a rubbish tip is a matter of education. The old idea that the sea can cope with anything still prevails to some extent, but it also involves much more vigorous enforcement of regulations such as MARPOL Annex 5. MARPOL Annex 5 seeks to eliminate and reduce the amount of garbage being discharged into the sea from ships unless expressly provided otherwise. Annex 5 applies to all ships, which means all ships of any type whatsoever operating in the marine environment, from merchant ships to fixed or floating platforms to non-commercial ships like pleasure crafts and yachts. Although the annex is optional, it did receive a sufficient number of ratifications to enable entry into force on 31 December 1988. Today, more than 150 countries have signed up to MARPOL Annex 5. MARPOL Annex 5 generally prohibits the discharge of all garbage into the sea, except as provided otherwise in Regulations 4, 5, and 6 of the Annex, which are related to food waste, cargo residues, cleaning agents, and additives and animal carcasses. An overview of the MARPOL Annex 5 discharge provisions can be accessed. Exceptions with respect to the safety of a ship and those on board and accidental loss are contained in the Regulation 7 of Annex 5. Under MARPOL Annex 5, garbage include all kinds of food, domestic and operational waste, all plastics cargo, residues, incinerator ashes, cooking oil, fishing gear, and animal carcasses generated during the normal operation of the ship and liable to be disposed of continuously or periodically. Garbage does not include fresh fish and parts thereof generated as a result of fishing activities undertaken during the voyage or as a result of aquaculture activities. Post-reception facilities. The effectiveness of ships to comply with the discharge requirements of MARPOL depends largely upon the availability of the adequate port reception facilities, especially within special areas. Hence, MARPOL Annex 5 also obliges governments to ensure the provision of adequate reception facilities at ports and terminals for the reception of garbage without causing undue delay to ships, and according to the needs of the ships using them. Port State Control. Provisions to extend port state control to cover operational requirements as regards prevention of marine pollution were adopted in 1944 and entered into force on 3 March of 1966. Like similar amendments to the other MARPOL annexes, Regulation 9 of Annex 5 makes it clear to the port state control officers can inspect a foreign flagship at a port of an offshore terminal of its state, where are the clear grounds for believing that the master of crew are not familiar with essential shipboard procedures during to the prevention of pollution by garbage.
Tapos ang report ko, sir. Maraming salamat po, sir. Thank you.